It's okay, it's just one question.
Mom, no, I need high grades. How will I be a doctor? I need to be a doctor.
Why, honey?
I need to help my ate.
Auntie, we love your ate for who she is. She's special. And as long as you love her, she will always be okay.
My child is growing up healthy, intelligent, and kind. I give her Enfagrow A+4 with beta-glucan and prebiotics for strong immunity and to help boost all 8 signs of brain development. It has the highest levels of DHA for academic intelligence and precious MFGM for emotional intelligence. Help raise healthy, smart kids with a heart. Enfagrow A+4.
It's okay, it's just one question.
Mom, no, I need high grades. How will I be a doctor? I need to be a doctor.
Why, honey?
I need to help my ate.
Auntie, we love your ate for who she is. She's special. And as long as you love her, she will always be okay.
My child is growing up healthy, intelligent, and kind. I give her Enfagrow A+4 with beta-glucan and prebiotics for strong immunity and to help boost all 8 signs of brain development. It has the highest levels of DHA for academic intelligence and precious MFGM for emotional intelligence. Help raise healthy, smart kids with a heart. Enfagrow A+4.
It's okay. It's just one question.
Mom, no, I need high grades. How will I be a doctor? I need to be a doctor.
Why, honey?
I need to help my ate.
Auntie, we love your ate for who she is. She's special. And as long as you love her, she will always be okay.
Hi, mommies. Hi, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us here on YouTube Live. I'm Angel Jacob. Tonight, we will be talking about what you can do to make sure your school-age child grows up to be happy, healthy, and smart. I'd like to thank Smart Parenting and Enfagrow A+4 for this live discussion. And a gentle reminder for our guidelines and rules for tonight's YouTube Live. What will we be talking about tonight? Well, here's a little peek into our discussion. We'll be talking about the transition from regular schooling to homeschooling, helping your child cope in a new learning environment. We'll also be discussing ensuring your child's proper development with proper nutrition. And we have a question and answer session with you, our dear viewers, and our celebrity moms. And speaking of celebrity moms, it's now time to meet them. Our first mom is a host, chef, and mother of two. Let's all welcome China Cojuangco-Gonzales. Hi, China.
Hi. Hi. Good evening to all our viewers. Good evening, Angel. And thank you for having me here. It's going to be an exciting evening.
Yes, it will be. I'm excited to learn how you are enjoying your homeschooling journey, as well as how your daughter is enjoying you as her parent and teacher.
Enjoying.
Enjoying. Let's see if our next mom is also enjoying being the parent and teacher, and how her son is enjoying her being at home the whole time. Our next mom is a writer, travel journalist, and as I've said, mom of two, Stephanie Zubiri. Hi, Steph.
Hi, ladies. Thanks so much for having me tonight. I am very, very excited. It's nice to catch up, and I want to hear everyone's stories.
Okay, are you enjoying being home? Are your kids enjoying you being home? And they're teaching as well, mom and teacher?
Yeah, they are. They really are. They love me more now, even if I'm not harder on them. But overall, yes, I've learned to embrace this very special and unique time with them.
Mm-hmm. So they say, the new normal. The new normal is homeschooling. From the transition from regular schooling. Now they wake up, they prepare to go downstairs or prepare to go to another room in the house. Let's start with you, Steph. How has that transition been like for you and the kids?
Well, from the very beginning, I really set out a separate space for them for their school. I think it's very healthy that they don't do it in the place where they have to play, where they have to, and it doesn't have to be extravagant. Fortunately, we have the space, so I set up a different room for that. But if you don't have the space, have a little area in your home that's strictly for school. So when they enter, that's the mindset, just like adults like us, we're not supposed to bring our work to the bedroom or to the, you want to have a special space where you can focus and concentrate. I tried as much to do that with the kids. To be honest, I think they adjusted much more quickly than I did. I think I had a harder time adjusting from the very beginning of ECQ to now. I'm trying to find a whole new schedule for everyone because I'm also a working full-time single mom. So kind of you're the one really doing everything. So yes, with I got some help as well, and with the right, I guess, scheduling, we've all transitioned quite fine. Not without tears, both him and me. I'm like, oh my god, like but now we're better. I think we've gotten the rhythm.
Actually, before homeschooling, so my granddaughter's 4, and parang she couldn't understand, like, why am I at home? I can't see you. I can't go out. I just see the walls. I want to go out.
I'm also more demanding. Well, I can talk about it later, but as a
Yeah.
parent, you're more demanding of your child than a teacher is, right? You're like, well, why don't you know that, right?
Yeah.
Like you should know that,
Yes.
diba?
You expect them to know what you already know.
I mean, you're not an educator, right? Like, it's a real profession to be a teacher, to be an educator. So it's like, I remember my son being like, Mama, why are you so mean? I'm like, oh my God, I felt so bad. Like, I don't want to be mean, but I'm like, how come you're not doing it? It's like, so now it's like a little bit better. We figured out what works, right?
Also good kasi you're at home. I mean, the child doesn't have to go to school, and maybe there's like a few hours that he forgets that episode. I mean,
Yeah.
and you can talk to him and you can see how he's feeling, diba? Without the child going somewhere else and probably expressing that emotion.
Yeah, so it's really not without, I mean, tears and frustration in the beginning because we're all trying to figure out what our roles are. Being a teacher is a real profession. And I think maybe as parents, we're a little bit harder on our kids because we expect them more. Or on the opposite side of the spectrum, we're like, too nice. Trying to find the balance. But I think we're okay now. We've got the rhythm.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. And you sound so cheery. You sound so positive and so happy while sharing that, because getting into the rhythm really makes you proud that you're the teacher also.
Yes, for
Right?
sure, for sure.
Thanks, Steph. China, how have you gotten into the rhythm of being parent and teacher to your daughter?
Well, I think we've finally gotten the rhythm. Kasi during the end of the school year of last school year, the ECQ started on the fourth quarter already. So they had to finish the whole school year. So we had a taste of homeschooling already. And then by the time summer came, they got the system straight, and then we had 2 weeks of summer class. So by the time the school year 2020-2021 came, then parang we're all more adjusted already, because even the parents had their own seminars with the school apart from the kids having their seminars. The school's very OC, which I love. And yeah, it's kind of also spoon feeding, which makes it easier because they also understand that there are mothers that are also full-time working. Well, ako kasi I'm full-time mom, and then the business I do is just from home. So I'm really I can really watch over the girls. So we're more or less really settled na.
You said the school is OC. Are you OC? when it comes to the learnings and the discipline and the focus, the time.
I think yeah, I think I am. I honestly think I am. Kasi syempre I had also the education from theater, which iba yung discipline. So I like everything to be on the dot. If even if the teacher says due date is in 2 days, I like to make sure that it's done. And then I just tell Lucia, it's better to get things done right now while everything is still fresh in the mind. Kasi if you end up doing it, let's say a day later after, mamaya you'll forget na, it's not exactly the same anymore as what you learned in school. So I prefer that we get things done when there's time and at the now.
Mhm. And it's easy to forget because they're at home, right? Steph, right, China, they're at home. I mean, there's so many distractions at home for them to forget they have homework to do or a project to finish.
I think that's where real scheduling comes in, where, I, in the beginning, like China said, we're like, oh my God, trying to figure out what works. My son didn't really have a schedule because I also had all this work. So I'm like, whenever na lang there was free time, right? And it actually didn't work out so well. I think, children like structure. So now we really have like specific time schedules of the day, 7 a.m. I have breakfast with Seb. That's our one-on-one time. Then after he goes and he does all his Zoom classes, then I'm naman with Max. It's our one-on-one. So there are specific times of the day. They actually finish their day at 3 p.m. And I've asked the help of like different people in our house to also help out with certain tasks because I think us moms, we feel the pressure to have to do everything ourselves all the time. But just sometimes supervising the Zoom, your helper or your nanny might be able to do that for you, right? Like, I mean, they all went to school too, so I think we need to learn also to let go a little bit of the controls just for our sanity and to be able to do other things. There's no clocks in the house; they don't know. And I just tell them it's late. It's late. Look, it's dark. Sleep, sleep, sleep. So by 8:30, I'm like, I got my quiet time. You need it. We mamas need it, man. I cannot like you need to have that, that quiet time, read a book, you do your Netflix, chat with my friends. Yeah, yes. Like I think they're convinced that it's like 9 p.m. at 7 p.m. Okay.
Keep it that way.
I know. Super make them bola for as long as I can.
Because as the kids need their time to relax and recover from class, the moms also need to reboot. Refresh your mind for the next day or for the next few hours that you'll be awake while they're asleep.
Correct.
Right? Has their ability to learn changed? Did you notice any change in their ability to learn now that they're doing their schooling at home? Steph?
Yeah, I think you know what. One of the things that I find quite interesting about homeschooling is I believe that they are more focused. So both sons, Max is 4, Sebastian is 6. They have both improved in the areas where they were having difficulty and much more focused. So Sebastian, for example, at the end of last school year, hated reading and writing. And now he is writing very well and very machaga and he's reading. So, you have that extra time to kind of focus on the stuff that needs improvement, right? So that's really great. And also I find integrated learning. So it's not just you're not just doing reading, writing, math, science. It's like because they're learning at home, they're trying to integrate like all their learnings in their daily lives.
What factors change? Now, moms at home can check on me. I'm more focused. I love my home. I'm safe at home. And these factors contribute to a child that develops well during a crisis like this.
Yeah. I think, just having familiarity around them, what does any human being look for when faced with a crisis or difficulty? It's familiarity. So being surrounded by people that love them, that can nurture them, and that's why I say it's very important to mamas out there take the time for you not to be stressed also. Like take a break. Like in the beginning of this of the homeschooling, I remember telling the teachers, I said, I can't manage all the classes. Like I will get all the important stuff done, but your art, your PE, and your music, I don't know if I have time to do the homework. Like it. I'm still trying to figure things out, and you have to be able to learn when perhaps some days you have to take a break and then just double up on other days because you need to have also your sanity. You give your energy to your kids, right? So a frazzled mom will make a frazzled child. So, right? Don't be
True.
stressed out because they will be stressed out, right?
7 o'clock. Good night.
The
Gina.
sun's down. Sleep.
I'm so bad.
That's a good tip, actually. Gina,
Yeah.
how has Lucia, what has she shared to you about liking this new setup, about learning in this kind of a setup that her home is also her school?
Honestly, she hasn't even said how she felt about it. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll go with the flow. This is how it is now. I'm gonna do it this way.
Love
It's
it.
more of that's she never complained. She never asked me why. She never asked me to explain anything. I just said in the beginning of things, honey, this is how school will be for now. Let's wait when things are better. Because also in their school, they explained everything. They explained what COVID is. They explained what pandemic is. So she knew everything from day one. Na it really didn't. I didn't really have to lift the hand, the finger too much on explaining on what the COVID is. And then well, really, what she just misses is her friends. She misses her friends a lot and play dates because they've had Zoom play dates, and she says, "So boring, mom."
That
And
the
I'm
same.
like, well, we just have to find more artsy fartsy activities that you guys can do online. It's not those old games that we used to play, the habulan and stuff like that. Just have to be more artistic and imaginative about things right now.
Mhm. China and Steph, we'd like to welcome our viewers who are just joining us for tonight's discussion. We're talking about transitioning from regular schooling to homeschooling, and we'd like to say hi and thank you, guys.
Hey guys,
Hi.
joining.
Okay, so to
Enjoy watching.
yay, and enjoy learning. I'm learning so much from the two of you of, being very honest about this homeschooling journey because it's not easy. It's not easy to be a mom. It's not easy to be a homemaker and a teacher at the same time. And most especially if you also are a working mom. To juggle all things and to make sure that you're focused and you give your utmost attention to each child or to each task that you handle.
So
How do you?
another tip, huh? Like I noticed, like in the beginning, before we had like our routine now and our schedule, my youngest son was complaining that I never spent time with him because I had work and then I had to homeschool Seb, and then my youngest son was just like preschool, so whenever na lang his arts and craft stuff, right? So he was like, why is it always kuya? Why is it always kuya? So it's very important to carve out quality time with your kids. And quality time is not teaching time. Quality time is not school time. They want play time with you. And that's why I have breakfast with them at separate times. So at least each one of them gets one-on-one time with mama. Then when we're all done with the school and the whatever, like in the afternoon, we play together and we have our bedtime together. But they've really benefited from having dedicated one-on-one time.
Thanks for that. China, any suggestion on how you keep Lucia entertained after her Zoom class? Because I don't know, can we still go out? Do you still go out to play? Like when we were kids, we'd go out to play under the sun. And, again, seeing our classmates, we play with them, we embrace them. Teachers, we chat with them. Now it's all virtual. and that removes the emotion. No, children are very emotional when it comes to classmates, teachers, spending time. How do you deal with that, Sheena? And how do you keep her interested? Because every day you have to do that role.
Ano she has her ways to keep herself busy also. Sometimes she doesn't even need me to, mama, play with me. Not really eh. So parang sometimes she just goes out in the garden, and she vlogs, okay? She has this
Oh,
thing. So she's
vlogger!
like, okay, so hi friends, I'm here now. Like, yes. I'm like, okay, okay. I don't know where she got that. Okay, so and then also the son of our household is here. He's 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old. So she has a playmate, and then one of her classmates, her great grandmother is lives in Dasma, so they're also here every like twice a week. So we sneak in play dates. We find ways to get her preoccupied also in non-school hours, which
Mhm.
parang at the end of the day, again, parang, oh, the day's over, you know. The sun's down, Steph. Time to sleep.
Night time. Just like you go to sleep.
Well, that brings us to, you mentioned though there are times you have a play date, and then Steph, also you know the time that you spend with the boys. That brings us to our second topic. I mean, maintaining a social life when the absence of a social activity that was normal, um it's not felt, it's not seen, it's not enjoyed. What do they say about missing their classmates and missing their teachers? Steph?
I think I'm lucky because my we have cousins that are the same age, so we were able to visit their cousins and play as well. But I'm more than anything, especially when it was extreme lockdown. My two sons, they're less than 2 years apart, so they're 22 months apart. They're so close, and they came to an age where Max was able to catch up with Sebastian. So now they're really like patas. They're like peers, best, super best friends. Also worst enemies.
We're talking about play. Sheena, playing with gadgets was a norm, or maybe is still a norm. Was a norm, but now playing and learning, you use one gadget. You use your tablet, your phone, or your iPad. How do you make Lucia understand that this gadget is for learning, and how does it go with her vlogging if she uses the same gadget?
Actually, in school she has her the iPad of her dad for Zoom, and then my old laptop for her activities, which is Schoology and Seesaw. And then for her miscellaneous, my old cell phone. So
Okay.
parang we're able to divide and which one is for play and which one is for just for school.
Mhm. How much screen time is allowed per day or per week? What is the rule?
So, recommended by pediatricians is 2 hours maximum screen time. That's
Mm-hmm.
including TV. In our home, fortunately, is not gadget. He's not tech. It's not his thing. Sebastian is a little bit of a gamer. I mean, it's just that's the age, like 6 years old, and then the other boys talk about it, right? But I'm very strict that any gadget during the week is only school. No games, no using it for anything else except school, and when school's done. So actually he uses an old laptop of mine for school, and then his iPad, I keep it in my closet all week. It's like lock and key. He can't. He's like, please, mama, please. No, no. Until after you're done with school stuff, and on Friday, and you're done playing. That's the only time. So only Friday to Sunday he can have it, and I set timers. So
I,
um,
I love those timers.
yeah, I set a timer.
So
So basically, when I give him, I don't count the school as screen time. I give them the little like anti-blue light glasses so that it helps with their eyes, but I don't count school as screen time because I feel like it's not really screen time, right? In that sense, it's not just information that they're, absorbing mindlessly.
Is it the same system for you, China? How many minutes or hours in a week or a day is playtime slash screen time allowed?
Well, I'm not very strict about that. But like if I notice that she's kind of, too much na, then I tell her, put it down first, find something else to do. Kasi but she's so mabait kasi. So once I say pack away or put it aside, then she'll listen. I mean, I won't even hear her try to, say,
Negotiate.
Mom, can I have this? Yeah, wala, no negotiations. Basta once I say, pack away muna, just come back to it later. Anyway, hindi mawawala yan. Then
Yeah.
then she'll just say, and you don't even see a face. There's no frowning or like how we used to be, with
Yeah.
our parents. Na parang, hey, may ganon. Nothing. So I'm really so grateful that she's turning out to be such a good girl.
Mm-hmm. Mana sa mommy?
Y- Yeah.
But that was like a personal answer. You guys mentioned the word strict. When it comes to nutrition, how strict are you? Like breakfast, China, what is breakfast like? Do you prepare her meal? Do you wake up extra early to prepare?
Well, no, actually, we just her breakfast is just through cereals, kasi she loves milk. Okay, she can finish a liter of milk a day.
Oh,
And yeah, she really loves milk. So parang that's part of it na. So I say, what do you want for breakfast? And she likes it really fast. She doesn't want to sit down and what as soon as she gets up kasi she wants to get going na. So she wants a few bites of it and then her meal is recess. So that's where we really have the heavier ones and it gets heavier and heavier na. So
mhm.
that's how
Mimics pa
our
rin
meals
school,
are.
no? There's still a break. There's still recess.
Yeah.
You need it.
That's how she.
You need
Mm-mm.
it. You need to, again, like I've said earlier, moms need to reboot, to refresh, and you need an in-between snack to fuel your brain, diba? For the
Mm-mm.
next lesson, the next couple of hours. And then, does she request for her snack, or does she prepare her own snack? Because you're a chef. I'm sure she sees what you do.
There are days like, well, especially during the weekdays, then when she's craving for something in particular, then she says, can you help me make it? Then we make it together. Or she and her dad is more machaga actually. It's ironic because I teach
Also a
culinary
chef.
for kids, diba, and teenagers. But whenever it comes to Lucia, I just say, Bun, it's your turn. So it's their daddy daughter bonding time naman. But but yeah, like parang for her baon in school at home, that 15-minute recess, they still have it kasi I give her a break and I tell her, what do you want to eat? Then she has her processed food.
Okay.
When her cravings. Yeah.
Mhm. And to give in to those cravings, no, you say she's a very good girl and she's disciplined and she follows without making a face. And so parang it's also,
Mm-mm.
would you say a reward? Is it proper to say a reward for being the way she is?
Well, whatever yan. Yeah,
Pwede.
could be. Yeah, could be in a way as a reward. But kasi if it's already if it's like a norm for us, then it's not really a reason to be called a reward, Kasi I give her a break then eh. I mean, kasi like I myself, I eat bacon, I'm also a junk eater. So we can't really say it's a reward.
Mhm. Okay, so it's the norm. It's what she knows and what she enjoys and what she is thankful for, right?
Oh. I think
Steph, yeah,
yeah.
Steph also cook. You love to spend time in the kitchen. Know what is breakfast like and what is baon like for the boys? Kurt's mom. I wala si Chin. you also love spending time in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And you prepare their meals like at 7 o'clock. I remember they're awake at 7 and they have breakfast with you. Well, your eldest has
Yeah.
breakfast with you. What is breakfast like? What is the meal?
I don't, well, yeah, I prepare as well. And what we do is he really loves soft boiled egg. Like, we're breakfast people, so we really like, well, sometimes he'll have his, like, maybe he'll have cereal once a week, but he really likes like soft boiled egg with a little like bread to like dip in it, and the bread has to have butter. Then he's quite like a gourmand, little gourmand, this boy Sebastian is like that. Then like he will crack like black pepper, he likes black pepper, chili, like he's quite adventurous in the palate. So he
How old
loves,
is he again?
he's six, but he's like, he's like six going on 25 when you talk to him. Like, oh my gosh, like the things he says, I would rather have. I'm like, and my other son, naman, Max, he loves like, we have like some nice sourdough bread with butter and then honey. He loves fruit. He eats tons and tons of fruit. Max is a fruitarian. He loves fruit, and he also likes like jamon serrano. Actually, those are more often than not. My eldest will have like soft boiled egg with his bread or oatmeal. He likes oatmeal as well. And then my youngest is more fruit and toast with jam, or fruit with, and a little bit of his ham. Lunch. So like for their baon, my children love apples. So we like consume apples by the case. Sometimes they'll eat like 2 apples a day each. Okay, it's crazy. So that's their favorite baon. It's just an apple. They just bring it to, where they study, and they like the crunchiness of it. I do like also these sort of crunchy granola bars. Sebastian likes that. And then lunch is like a heavy meal for them. So I make sure that lunch is like where they get all their vegetables, all their nutrients and stuff. So Seb loves veggies. I don't know. I'm quite proud of myself. I don't know how it happened. Well, because I eat a lot of vegetables, but Sebastian loves vegetables. Like, and even more so now with the whole like COVID-19, he's like, I don't want no virus. I want to be super strong. Super, so I always give positive enforcement. Wow, I'm so proud of you. You ate all your vegetables. That's why you're so smart. That's why you're so strong. So, he's Mr. Sinigang. He loves sinigang with all the kangkong. That's his favorite food, actually, salmon sinigang. Um, yeah. And my other son is a little bit pickier. He loves crispy fried things, like, so fried fish. He's really weird. His tastes are weird. Like, he likes super fried fish, the stomach of the bangos. He'll eat that.
Wow.
Crispy fried calamari. The only vegetable he eats is broccoli, and only the top of the broccoli.
Wow, Byron, you mentioned the word fortunately, your kids, Steph and Sheena, your children as well, they're so fortunate that their moms love to be in the kitchen, love to whip up meals, and are really conscious and focused on what kind of nutrition their child would get. China, you said that your daughter Lucia loves milk. Each meal, is it important for you for her to have milk in every meal? You say 1 liter. Is it divided into 3 meals or four, or one time, big time?
It's divided actually, and it's not me who forces her to drink it. It's really she looks for it, and she says, "Can
Oh,
I have milk?" Like kunyari, she's gonna lounge with her sister or something. Can I have a glass of milk? And I just give it to her, and then before sleeping, and she has milk again. So after all, sooner or later, we finish a box of milk. I'm like, oh my gosh, ang lakas natin sa gatas. So, but I mean, if it's what gives her the nutrients, then I'm not gonna, suppress her with that.
mhm.
Kasi, diba? I mean, why will you stop her from taking something that she loves and at the same time that will be good for her?
Yeah.
So, by all means, enjoy the milk.
And
And
what she
also,
needs. also, no, because they go to school and they need it to fuel their brains also as much as a healthy diet, a balanced diet with your protein, your carbs, your vegetables, your milk, a little bit of sweets also. So they enjoy the entire spectrum of what is available and what is given by the parents. Steph,
Yeah.
milk incorporated to their very how would you describe their palate? So different, no? So
Quite, they like it, and
exquisite for your eldest.
I know they're quite fancy, man. Like, not the one fancy. They like simple things as well. But they're adventurous. I'm happy. We even do like once a week he'll choose from the cookbook something new that he hasn't tried that looks masarap to him. Then we'll cook it together and then have a fancy dinner and they'll eat it and they have to be behaved. Milk is every day at bedtime. So around 6:37, because we eat dinner early. We eat dinner 5:30. 6:37, that's like their kind of quiet TV time. Like, then they'll have Sebi will have a glass of milk. Max still drinks from the bottle, but parang like it's so hard to wean him off so many changes. I'm like, bahala na, he'll outgrow it one day like his brother did. So he still drinks milk from the bottle. Max, yes, they consume almost a liter a day as well. Sam will really just have one glass because he eats a lot of food during the day, a lot of ulam and vegetables and stuff. But he still looks for milk in the evening while watching his like cartoons. So he'll have a glass. And then Max is more talagang, yeah, 3 bottles worth before going to bed type of thing. It's comforting for him. Also because during the day he's not as like he'll eat, but maybe not as heavy as his brother. He's a bit more kitty. So I think it helps, replenish those nutrients that might be missing throughout the day. And it's perfect to help him sleep as well.
Mhm. How about for the moms who don't have as much time or are they're not as mahilig to whip up meals in the kitchen as much as the two of you. Incorporating a balanced diet, incorporating milk into their child's daily meal. I mean, what are some tips that you can give them, Steph?
Well, soups are a good way to incorporate milk into their daily meal or popsicles. We do a lot of popsicles like smoothies. And it's the best thing I bought for summer. We had like popsicles galore. So, do some kind of like fruit smoothie, or if they like chocolate, put like some chocolate syrup or cacao or whatever, and then freeze it. So it's like a treat, right? It's like dessert, but it's super healthy. So they can have popsicles a go in the house because it's always healthy stuff. So yogurt or fresh fruit or smoothies made with milk. That's how I would do it. Parang it seems like ice cream, but it's really healthy for them, right?
Mhm. Gina, how about you?
Well, good. That's a really good idea for that. What Steph said, like for the soups, because like if they have mushroom soup or yung sopas, diba, you have your milk in that
Yeah.
also, and also when you do milkshakes, milkshakes and fruit shakes, you have milk in that, eh? And then like with Lucia, like she has her cereals, then automatically when you have cereals, you have milk that go with that. You know, those are easy tricks that mothers can do to add milk into their diet.
Mhm. And if they don't have a lot of time, you can, like what Steph said, you freeze them and
Mm-hmm.
then they know it's there. And so they can pick it up, no? Or open your pantry. I mean, the access to food also at home. They know that your refrigerator is well stocked with a balanced diet and then your pantry as well. And that doesn't distract them naman, no, from getting their treats or getting or having a meal while school is ongoing. Steph and China, as I mentioned earlier in my introduction, we have a question and answer session with the two of you. And we'd like to thank our viewers who sent in their questions. Let's go to our first question. What's the ideal school baon for our child or our children? China, let's start with you.
Like as I mentioned earlier today, I give during her school baons for Lucia, parang I give her a break and I allow her to have her processed food. Sometimes she also has with her like those string cheeses because she loves that. And she also likes apples and strawberries. So those are just the fruits that she likes. Other fruits not so eh. Parang it's so hard for me to make her appreciate fruits except for strawberry and apple. So it's either that and then it's basically having her rice, her carbs, her protein and something sweet, I guess. But she's not really a sweet tooth also, so it's just really the carbs and the protein and the
Do you have
vegetables
an
which
ideal baon for the kids or for a child during this time of homeschooling? What would you suggest, Steph? And for future reference as well.
Yeah, so I'm very lucky. Sebastian really does like his vegetables. So he does like carrot sticks a lot, to be honest. I've been trying to get him to dip it in like hummus or something, but it's not really his thing. He does like, something with cream cheese, like a bagel with cream cheese, or Mr. Apple. He's Mr. Apple. For lunch baon, I always try to give something that it's easy for him to eat and not too messy. So he'll have carrot sticks and maybe breaded chicken. We do this really nice breaded chicken at home with little panko breadcrumbs. So even if it's a kind of cold, it's still good. I always eat their leftovers, and it's easy with a fork. So that's one of his favorites. It's like we make chicken breast and then we bread it with like some breadcrumbs and then we fry that, or you can bake it if you want to be like extra healthy or in an air fryer, and then some carrot sticks and then some rice, so he likes that. That's like his generic baon. Max naman likes any kind of fruit, and a piece of bread. That's sort of like what he likes. Yeah.
Mhm. Gina, for those moms who don't really have time to prepare baon like the way the two of you prepare baon, what can you suggest that's easy, that's nutritious, and that they will enjoy?
well like I would suggest if you want something complete then you have a quick sandwich, like a deli type sandwich. You have your vegetables, you have your tomato, your cucumber, you have a bit of dressing, and then you have your either you use tuna or ham or chicken and some cheese, then you have a quick sandwich right there. um well, I'm not sure if that's already the taste of kids, but let's say for the kids of Steph, they're gonna like that.
Yeah.
But um like with Lucia naman, medyo picky, she'll have a grilled cheese instead, for a sandwich. Something like that, if you want it really quick.
I think fresh fruit is very important. It gives kids the right kind of sugar and energy. So fructose, very healthy, lots of vitamin C, which is excellent for their immune system right now. And lots of antioxidants. It's very fruit is for me, whatever kind of fruit, it's still better than a processed piece of bread.
And it's nice also that kids are able to express or to share with you what kind of baon they like. I mean, drinking milk and it helps in their brain development. So being open, being able to express themselves, no, and they remember their memory. They remember which meal was a favorite of theirs or which snack they really enjoyed, and they want more.
Definitely nutrition at this age, it is so important for them to get the right nutrients, because this is when the brain is actively developing. This is when they are learning and absorbing at a really high speed rate, right? So you need to fuel that. And I recognize that when you're so busy and you can't prepare healthy meals, well, you need to turn to something that will make sure that you get all the nutrition right away, like a good milk or, fruit or vegetables. But if you can't prepare, then you need to find a way to get it to them because it's so important.
Mhm. Thanks, Steph. Gina, Lucia, and how she remembers things. It's difficult to vlog and to go to school at the same time and to be focused at two activities that she really enjoys.
Well, like, yeah, because As far as I'm concerned with psychology and stuff like that, at the age of 3 to 7 is where talagang the memory is instilled, in a child. So they're really gonna remember so much. And of course, with the right nutrition, they're gonna remember all these things not only in their mind but also in their heart. Like with Lucia, little things, events of last week, I'm so surprised that she remembers. These little itty bitty details she remembers, and I'm like, ang galing. It's amazing how they can be really sponges at this age, and they can express it, through play, through activities, or any other way of expressing things. They're able to do it. Good development talaga with good nutrition.
Mhm. And they're growing up at a time when, we have this COVID-19 pandemic. We're growing, or they're growing up at a time where there's this big health crisis that they're trying to understand, and they're trying to live with, and they're trying to cope also with the situation that they're faced with. So a lot of development happening during this time for them, and thankful that they have the two of you and the moms and parents out there to guide them and make them feel safe, at the same time nurturing their interests, their love for food, their love for the outdoors, and their love for family, which is stronger now than ever.
Sure. Yeah, and I think just having a good sense of EQ, right? Like a lot of lessons are to be learned during this time because it is unusual times, oh, someone got sick, let's pray for them, or let's not waste our food because a lot of people are having a difficult time.
Our next question, you mentioned parenting style. I'll come from there and read this question. How do you deal with well-meaning individuals, family, and friends who give your kids food that are not exactly nutritious? So, as a parent, how do you deal with that? How do you politely say no? Tina.
What is not nutritious? I mean, there's a big gap of not nutritious, like, let's say, what, a piece of candy. I mean, for me, kasi a piece of candy is not gonna hurt your soul. You know what I mean? It's not gonna kill you. But kasi you also have to have this that fine line between oppressing your daughter from having to experience what is out there, and from being too sheltered at the same time. So parang you also have to also say na you can have a little bite, but don't finish everything. It's also that. But of course, you have to accept it.
Mhm. Okay. So, well-meaning family and friends, like I've said in the question, when they come over or when they visit, and they have goodies.
Yes.
And at home, that is not something that you practice. Steph, how do you deal with that, manage it?
Or my mom's like that. So look, again, like with Gina, I totally agree. I think in general, like whatever, if they want to have chicken joy, we have pizza once a week. We have, like they love French fries. So when we're at home, we do like our air fryer French fries. But I mean, we've passed by a couple of drive-throughs once in a while to have the French fries that they really want. That's okay. For me, I'm a little bit pickier about the timing in the day of the consumption of bad food. So more often than not, my mom, their Lola, will want to trade chocolate and candy and caramel popcorn for hugs and
Yum!
she's always like, I have snacks, I have whatever. Can you kiss me? I'm like, Mom, like, so if it's early in the day, like early in the afternoon where they have time to burn the energy, I'm not so picky about it. But if it's like they just had dinner and it's like 6:37 and you're gonna give them a piece of chocolate, they're never gonna sleep at the time they're supposed to sleep, right? So I'm like, and my mom will be like, "Oh, come on, they're kids, whatever." I'm like, "Yeah, you can't like just like stop." you know? And so I really make a point of telling my kids, like, you can accept the chocolate, but you can't eat it till tomorrow. So they're quite good about that. Like,
It's also a good tip to accept, save it for the next day, or take a piece. Like China said, you can take a bite and maybe store it in the
and
refrigerator.
children really just take a bite. I've never seen, oh my God, my child not. It's like it's all or nothing.
Oh, but I think Lucia takes a bite. China, I mean, we've been talking for almost an hour, and my impression of your sweet girl is that she will take a bite. Is that true?
She's very picky kasi. So sometimes, I mean, if you give her a dark chocolate, she's not gonna eat it. If you give her any kind of chocolate, she's not really gonna eat it.
Unless it's milk chocolate.
There you go, audio. Thank you, Lucia. Thank you. Unless it's the chocolate, Mommy China. Kids are amazing. They're so resilient. They're so amazing. And they surprise you with what they know, what they teach you, and how disciplined they are. The takeaway from that, no, is yes, to receive it, to enjoy it at the proper time, and to give feedback. If it's given by a grandparents love feedback. Like, thank you so much, Lola or Mamita or Abuelita for the chocolate or the cake. And next time they bring it again because there's feedback. There's good feedback. Happy feedback. Not unless there's an intervention of the mom. Mom, please.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks or a month. Okay. Next question for the two of you. How do you properly talk to your child or children when they do something wrong? So let's define what is wrong. And how do you parent this child who may have done something not to your liking? Steph.
Okay, I have two boys. They're rambunctious, like boys are, they can be playing very nicely one day, one moment, and then all of a sudden it's like to the point of almost like I've had to Royal Rumble and be a referee and like, because they're kids, right? They're boys. So when they fight over something or they scream at each other or sometimes it goes to the physical, I'm like, okay. So depending on the level of I would say gravity of the situation, definitely it's time out. And then they're both crying and talking to me and I'm like, I am not listening to any of you until you calm down. There's no talking to a crying child. You just have to ignore them. You have to let them calm down. There's no teaching any lessons while they're crying. So definitely time out is one of those things. Like I'll put one on one side and one on another side. When they calm down, then we can have a discussion of what was wrong, why, have them repeat what was wrong so that you know that they understood it and they absorbed it and what they should and shouldn't do again. I've also found for more minor skirmishes in the house where it's like, fighting over something, I actually have been leaving it to them to figure out themselves.
Thanks, Steph. China, your disciplining style. What is that like at home?
It's actually same with Steph, like with her and her playmate. Let's say they have, after an hour of playing, how kids are, they're gonna kind of get into each other's nerves already. So I tell them, you guys sort it out yourselves. You have to learn independence and figure out what's wrong, because I'm not gonna be able to figure out what's wrong because I'm not involved in what happened. You know what I mean? Because it's just simple things that one wants to teach the dance, one doesn't follow how the dance goes. The simple things like that. Like, how am I going to solve that problem? Because I'm not part of the dance. You know what I mean? So you guys have to figure it out yourselves, compromise, and then after 5 minutes they're friends again. Or sometimes when Lucy is being malikot or something, I just tell her straight, don't be malikot, medyo sobra na. Or, those she gets by with one word sermons. And then because she's so easy to talk to, and she understands all the time, and her EQ is so touching that she feels you. If she knows when you're getting irritated na, she has her space, and she respects your space, as me the mother, as her dad, she knows where to place herself also. So it's parang she's so easy, honestly.
Such a sensitive, growing girl.
I think, the eldest child is always like very in tune with the parents, and they tend to be very close to the parents, and high EQ. Sebastian is quite similar. Max is a little bit naughtier.
Next question. Are gadgets and social media good or bad for their learning? Okay, China, gadgets, social media, and the learning that they get from these um, tools.
Well, first of all, gadgets, definitely it's not wrong, because that's already our source of education right now. So you can't say that gadgets is wrong for our homeschooling. But well, games and other parts of social media will have to be regulated, of course. You have to be able to see what they're watching, or I mean, I don't know, do you stalk them or do you regulate them? Because, well, like one of the servers now, they link your account, diba, to theirs, so you can see like screen time and all of those things, diba? But and also like the parental guidance part of that. So I mean, I think it's basically how to regulate what your daughter or your son is watching or is doing on social media. Because when you say social media, Zoom is part of that, and Zoom is where you see your teachers. So you have to really, learn how to say which part of social media or which part of gadgets are you talking about. So I guess, yeah, there has to be that distinct separation of which is right and which is wrong.
Thank you, China. Steph, your thoughts on this question?
I mean, obviously they're living in the new era. We have gadgets all around us, so I think it's an advantage for them to be astute in using these gadgets for good things. Or many, I mean, like I can't live without my phone. I do all my work with my phone, so how can I tell them don't use it or not? But the question is, how much time do you spend on it, and does it become a part of your life? Like I also see that my Sebastian, before, when he was often on the phone or the playing games or watching YouTube like this, it becomes it changes the way their brain thinks because everything is on demand, right? When we were kids, we would watch TV and we had to sit through commercials. We had to sit through, like, okay, your TV show is still at 3 p.m. It's not, at, right? You would have to wait for your show, and then you would only have one show. It's not tuloy tuloy. Now, everything is on demand. And I truly believe that has an effect on a sense of entitlement that a lot of young children now face because everything is handed to them and given to them. So I think it's up to us parents to put in a little bit, especially when they're young, controls so they're not nakababad. I mean, we never used to watch like one TV show 20 episodes, right? Now they do, right? It's like even us now we do that, right? Before it was one episode lang once a week, right? So I think just being able to incorporate also other activities where there's more delayed gratification, to sort of nurture a sense of patience, nurture a sense of working hard for something. I think these are the things that just, I'm not saying it's bad. You just have to balance it and be aware. Mm-hmm.
Again, from a child's point of view, from a parent's point of view, the EQ is really tested, and it feels good when you're able to wait. I'm sure the kids like it, and when you see it in your kids that they're able to patiently wait without having to question each time that are we there yet, or is it near yet, is it is it time to eat yet? It really makes you proud that you're doing a good job as a parent. Being a parent is For me, I think it's the hardest thing to, or the hardest job, if we may call it that, no, it's the hardest job that we are gifted with.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to let your kids get bored. Boredom is the greatest spark for creativity. I see it like once our internet was down and we don't have cable TV, so no internet, no TV, right? So basically, our internet was down for a couple of days. And in the beginning, they were like, we're so bored, we're so bored. And then they invented all kinds of games together, all kinds of activities. They made forts, they made like you need to let them get bored and then their brain starts to work better, right?
I
So
really agree with that part of allowing them to get bored. Yeah, because really the imagination of these kids are so wild and big, and they're really gonna find their own thing to do. Just to burn off that all that energy. Whether it run around in the garden, go under the rain, whatever. The boredom does it all. That's really true.
That's so refreshing to hear, because the word being bored means that there's nothing going on, there's no brain activity, you're just staring into space. But when they do that, as you've shared, no, the two of you shared, there's so many things going on in their heads, and they articulate it, and you see it in their projects, you see it in their energy. So giving them the opportunity, the chance to be bored is a good thing. Thank you for saying that. I'm sure our parents, our viewers appreciate that. And when they see it in their child, they'll remember this chat and they'll say, they're thinking of something great to do, right? Okay, we come to our last question. How do you keep your kids adjusted, or how do you make them adjust to the new normal in terms of learning? We started our discussion by the transition of homeschooling from regular schooling. Now, to follow up on that, so how again do you make them adjust and enjoy this homeschooling journey? China.
Well, like, as I mentioned earlier, we already had a pre-taste of online schooling. So we were basically adjusted already by this school year. And so far she's understanding it, she gets to see her teachers with the synchronous classes, and then at the same time do their activities with the asynchronous classes, So parang I guess it's really just adjusting of having to be in front of the screen and having to see your classmates in boxes, because of Zoom. But parang I think she's accepted it. I think, and that's the number one thing that has to happen. You have to accept that this is what we're facing right now before being able to allow yourself to really get into the boat. The first step talaga is acceptance. So after that, then everything will come smoothly.
Thanks, Gina. Steph, on the
yes,
acceptance note of this
yes.
homeschooling journey.
To be honest, I think that's a good lesson for all of us, not just for kids. Um, is I think if we as parents are wrought with anxiety and still haven't accepted the situation, I believe you'll pass that on to your children as well. So it starts from you, the mom or the father, in accepting that this is the new situation for us now. They don't call it anymore new normal, but the next normal is this the next normal, right? Like and let's once you accept, then you can try to make the most out of it.
It's living in the moment. The past is the past. The future, we don't know. But today is what we know, and we have to enjoy, and we have to learn and accept and be patient with today.
Yeah.
Speaking of today, I'd like to thank our viewers who sent in those questions. Maraming salamat for joining us tonight. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, China. I will not let you go, or I cannot let you go without a final message. China, a final message to the moms, to the parents, to the viewers, even to the kids.
Well, first of all, to the parents and guardians who are all adjusting teaching your kids at home, helping out the teachers teach kids at home, I guess number one thing is talagang be patient and be open-minded that, this is what we have to face right now. And, our kids are also having a hard time. So don't think that it's all about you. You guys are in it together. And, as much as they owe it to you, you also owe it to them as, their parents and the guardians also, take care of your kids. You have kids for a reason. You have kids because it's a responsibility that you accepted from the very beginning, no matter what circumstances there are that come your way. So, as I said, be patient, and everybody can do this. There is a reason why we're all facing these things right now, but as we say, God will not give us trials that we cannot surpass.
Thanks, Gina. While you were talking, a message to the teachers, to these hardworking teachers who love the kids, who enjoy teaching them via this kind of a platform.
Yeah, well, of course, thank you so much of all who really did a lot for the curriculums and everything, all the adjustments. It's the teachers. So, we would like to thank all the teachers, and at the same time, we would like to greet them Happy Teachers Day to all.
Oh, happy Teachers Day!
Yes.
Thank you, China, and take care, and may you continue to enjoy your homeschooling journey.
Thank you so much. And of course, we all aim to get better in this.
We will. Thank you again. Steph, your message to the kids, parents, and to the teachers and the guardians who make sure that everything is A-okay.
Yeah, you know what? It's okay to not be okay. I think that's number one. Let's go easy on ourselves. Have a bit of not so much self love, because you can have self love, but self compassion, both for kids, for parents, for anybody who's involved in this. These are new times, and perhaps they used to be scary, but now we can try and see them as exciting times, ways to learn new things, discover new aspects of ourselves by all this togetherness and being at home, and nurture our relationships and be even closer and develop closer bonds. But it's okay to not be okay. And I think us moms feel like sometimes we always have to be super mom. But I found that, don't underestimate your child and being very vulnerable with them. I had a really difficult day one time, and I just broke down in tears in front of my two boys, and I said, "You guys are too much. I can't. Like, this is a lot." And then, you know what? They were very sorry. They gave me a hug. They gave me cuddles, and they're like, "We'll do better, mama." So I think, there are times where we have to show our soft side as well to our kids, to allow them to mature for us too, right? So we're both learning and growing from each other, and it's okay to take a break. Whether some days, if your child is like, "Mom, this is a bit too much," maybe take a break that day, do the homework another day, say that they're sick, and do the Zoom class for that day, just because we all need that time to recharge. So if we as adults need that, so do our children. So if they want to have a bit of that time, that would be good. So yes, self-compassion. We'll get through this one step at a time. And try and find the joy every day, a small moment of joy, whether that's laughter, a hug or a kiss, or baking cookies, whatever it is. That's what gets you going to the next day.
So thank you very much, Steph, for the opportunity to listen to your stories, to learn from them, and to get all the tips that you've shared on how to manage the situation that we face, homeschooling at home, being a parent, being a teacher. Thank you very much, Steph. Thank you also again, Sheena. Can't thank the two of you enough for such a wonderful conversation. It's like I've known you for a long time, and we're catching up Zoom. And that's how we want our audience to feel, that they can probably message you on your social media page to ask for advice maybe, and just knowing that you're also there for them with all your valuable tips, and the honesty that both of you have shared is very valuable and much appreciated. So thank you once again. Take care. And I can't say it enough. Enjoy your homeschooling journey. Enjoy your children.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yes, this has been so much fun. And thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to catch us. I'm at Stephanie Zubiri on Instagram. Like Angel said, I'm happy to answer questions and stuff.
Same here. Message me in my Instagram account or my Facebook account, China_Cojuangco, and I'll be willing to help you guys with whatever insights I can give you. If you need help with anything, feel free to just message me.
Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna ask for like meal prep advice.
Sure.
Thank you. And again, we'd like to thank Gina and Steph for your time here. And we'd like to thank our viewers for tuning in, for making time to get to know our two guests, our two moms. We'd like to thank Smart Parenting and EnfaGrow A+4. I'm Angel Jacob. Take care, everyone. And I leave you with this television commercial from EnfaGrow A+4. Good night, everyone.
My child is growing up healthy, intelligent, and kind. I give her EnfaGrow A+4 with beta-glucan and prebiotics for strong immunity and to help boost all 8 signs of brain development. It has the highest levels of DHA for academic intelligence and precious MFGM for emotional intelligence. Help raise healthy, smart kids with a heart. EnfaGrow A+4.